Which educator had the largest impact on your life personally?
That's a great question. I can't limit it to just one. I can think of three. One in high school, one in college, and then one in law school. In high school, it was my U.S. history teacher who, after we submitted our first test, picked out an essay. It was an AP history class, and he picked out an essay. And he said, I want to read this to the class because I think this is the kind of essay that would get a 5 on the AP exam, which is the highest score. And it was my exam. And he didn't mention who it was, but he stopped me in the hall and he said, I was a sophomore and it was a 2-year class, I expect that you're going to get a 5 on the exam, but you need to work hard. And it was the first time that I thought I might be good at school, to be honest. It was the first time that a teacher had both singled me out and also raised expectations. And then for the next 2 years, that teacher not only believed in me, but challenged me at every turn. And it really woke me up to the idea that school might be something I was actually pretty good at. In college, it was a young professor who took a personal interest in me. His name's Steve Gillen. He was fresh out of Brown graduate school in history, and he became my advisor my sophomore year, and we struck up a friendship that has lasted until today. In fact, he was the best man at my wedding, and he's had an enormous impact on my life, not only as a friend, but as a model for taking an interest in students. And that's what I would say about the third academic or educator, John Jeffries, who's a law school teacher of mine and then a colleague. He was also the dean of the law school at UVA at one point where I attended and worked. And he is simply the best classroom teacher I've ever seen. He does an absolutely amazing job of distilling complicated material into a comprehensible format without ever dumbing down. A friend of mine said it was like going to an intellectual feast, and he walked you through all the dishes during a classroom experience, and it really was just an absolute treat and delight. And he has remained my model of what a classroom teacher should do. That is, bring something to the material that students can't get on their own. And one of the things that you can do is elucidate what's interesting and what's important about the material in a way that is both coherent and elegant and also interesting. And that's what he did.